I'm about to introduce you to two retirees. One has $800,000, the other has $2.5 million, more than 3 times as much. Guess which one sleeps better at night? If you said the one with less money, you already understand something most financial advisors completely miss. Last time we talked about the pensioner's paradox, why people with pensions have more peace of mind than people with bigger portfolios. Today I'm going to show you the actual numbers behind this, because when you see it laid out, the difference is pretty stark. So let's meet Margaret and David. Same age, similar expenses, similar lifestyles, completely different retirement experiences. Margaret has $800,000 saved. She also gets $3,500 a month from her pension as a former school administrator, plus $2,000 from Social Security. That's $5,500 a month in guaranteed income for life. The stock market can do whatever it wants. Her income doesn't change. David has $2.5 million invested. He gets $2,000 from Social Security, but no pension. To cover his expenses, he needs to pull money from that portfolio every single month. Now here's the question. Which one of these people sleeps better? Margaret. Every time, even though David has $1.7 million more than she does. Let me show you what David's managing every single year. He has to decide how much to withdraw. Is it 4%, maybe 3.5% to be safe? Can he go to 5% because the market did well? What if he takes too much out and runs out of money at 85? What if he takes too little and dies at 78 with $3 million in the bank, having skipped trips he could have afforded? He has to rebalance during volatility. The market drops 20% in January. Does he sell bonds to buy stocks? Does he reduce his withdrawal this year to let the portfolio recover? He has to manage taxes across multiple accounts, traditional IRA or Roth. What about the taxable account? How should he convert before RMDs kick in? What about Medicare surcharges if he converts too much? He has to time Social Security. Should he start it at 62? Should he wait until 70? What if he waits and dies at 68? And that's just the technical side. That's just the yearly planning sessions. Then there's what's happening in David's head every day. There's panic selling risk. The market drops 30%. His withdrawal rate drops from 4 to almost 6% overnight because his balance fell. Should he stay the course? Every instinct is screaming at him to do something. There's analysis paralysis. There's too many articles about different withdrawal strategies. There's too many options. He ends up frozen, not sure which approach is right. Then there's underspending. David is so worried about running out that he lives more frugally than necessary. He skips vacations. He doesn't help his daughter with a down payment for a house. He keeps driving his old car. He could die with millions in the bank, never having enjoyed it. Then there's longevity anxiety. What if he lives to be 95? What if his wife lives to be 100? Should they downsize? Then there's market anxiety, which everybody has. He checks his balance daily. The market drops 2%. He feels it in his chest. He compares his returns to the S&P 500, even though that comparison doesn't matter for his plan. Now let's get back to Margaret. Margaret doesn't deal with any of this. Not because she has more money. She has less than a third of David's assets. She doesn't deal with it because the structure removed the burden. Her monthly income is $5,500. It shows up on the first of every month. It doesn't matter if the stock market went up or down or sideways. It doesn't matter if we're in a recession or a bull market. Her pension has a cost of living adjustment built in, so inflation doesn't erode her purchasing power. If she lives to 105, that check still shows up. If her husband dies and she lives another 20 years, the survivor benefit keeps coming. Margaret makes about 2 financial decisions every year. What to do with the extra money in savings, and whether to take that trip to see your grandkids at Christmas or wait until spring. That's it, really. 2 decisions. Same retirement, completely different mental experience. Let's put some actual numbers to the psychological difference. In Margaret's mental model, she has $5,500 in monthly income guaranteed, inflation protection built in, spouse protection built in, longevity protection built in. Market exposure for her day-to-day bills is 0. In David's mental model, he has $8,300 a month for withdrawals, which is variable based on portfolio balance. Is there inflation protection? It's manual. He has to decide whether to increase withdrawals or cut spending. What about spousal protection? Something he engineered with, beneficiary designations and planning. Longevity protection, it comes from Monte Carlo simulations that say he's probably fine. What about market exposure? It's significant because his income ties directly to his portfolio. David has more money, that's objectively true, but Margaret has more built-in certainty. And for a lot of people, that certainty is worth more than the extra zeros in the account. So here's where most retirement planning goes wrong. Everyone starts with, how much do I need to retire? You've probably asked it yourself. Maybe you've plugged numbers into online calculators, had conversations with friends about whether $1.5 million is enough or if you really need 2 million. But that's the second question. The first should be, how much guaranteed income do I need to cover my non-negotiables? Think about it this way. Once you know with absolute certainty that $4,500 is showing up every month to cover your mortgage, utilities, food, healthcare, basic transportation, the question of whether you have $800,000 or $1.5 million becomes a very different conversation. That extra money, now it's for growth. It's for discretionary spending. It's for travel, helping your kids, leaving a legacy. It's not your survival fund anymore. You can let it ride out market ups and downs because you're not relying on it for next month's bills. You can make long-term decisions without panic. This is what Margaret has that David doesn't. A clear separation between income needed to live on and assets invested for growth. Margaret's $5,500 monthly income covers everything. Her $800,000 in investments, that's gravy. It's an Alaska cruise. It's helping her granddaughter with college. It's upgrading the kitchen. She's not stressed about that money because she doesn't need it to survive. David's $2.5 million has to do both jobs at once, generate income and grow for the future, and serve as a safety net. That's a lot to ask for one pool of money. Someone with $1 million and $4,000 a month in guaranteed income can be financially better off than someone with $2 million and no guaranteed income. The goal isn't the biggest account balance. The goal is a retirement where you sleep well, spend confidently, and don't worry about everything that the market's doing. And that starts with knowing your income floor number. So here's the challenge. Have you calculated your income floor? Do you know how much guaranteed monthly income you need to cover your non-negotiables? Drop a comment below with your biggest concern about retirement income. Is it market volatility? Is it running out of money? Is it managing all the decisions? Next week, I'll show you exactly how to build your income floor using the income growth portfolio framework. There's an actual step-by-step process, and you're going to want to see this. Hit subscribe so you don't miss it. And as always, I'll drop the link to my Substack where I write about this in the comments. See you guys next time. Thanks.